This is not the story of the One. The One encompasses too much, crushing everything and making it the same. No. This is the story of the many, who are blessed with difference and rich in strangeness. This is the story of a family. Somewhere out amongst the stars, there is a world teeming with life and beauty. But this world is dominated by a terrible alien force. The Eternal Cylinder. No one knows what it is or where it came from. They only know that it cannot be stopped. But sometimes it is the smallest, most unassuming of creatures that manage to find a way forward.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the Eternal Cylinder. It has been a month since the game has been released, but it's been a month since I live streamed the entire playthrough for the first time. And what an amazing experience that was, and I figured now's a good time to go back, relive the story, re-experience everything from a new, fresh perspective, since many of you who'd catch the live streams were rather chaotic. There was a lot of messing around, a lot of silly fun times. But for now, for those who'd missed a live stream or just like to experience the story itself, it'd be fun to go back and play it in a nice, nice linear, coherent way, and just enjoy the story and lore of the game. Especially as I know I missed a bit of subtext and context beforehand, and I'd like to experience it again. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Oh no, the cylinder is coming to get me. It is crushing us all. Or is it?
The great crushing thing, the great cylinder, had stopped. Perhaps it was safe here for a little while. How quickly it learned to use its legs and its trunk. But these things were not so much learned as they were remembered. Perhaps the little Trebhum thought they were a gift from the strange voice it heard in its mind. That too was a kind of memory.
Or perhaps that is instinct.
Just when it was starting to get used to its legs, the food from the jumping creature gave it new ones. With the right substance as a catalyst, a Trebhum can transform and adapt to many challenges.
So, as the narrator just mentioned there, for those who are not too familiar with this game, a major chunk of it is essentially evolution and adaptation, where you eat various matter. The best word I can use for it is you eat various matter and it will give you special abilities. Some utilities, some aggressive, some defensive. Lots and lots of utility actually, and it's really cool. There's all combinations you can make. My favourite ones is the ability to float and jump really high. I got the jumping legs now, and I'm also a wide boy, which means I've got a much greater inventory. And one important thing I did learn from the live stream playthroughs was to hoard. Hoard as many mutations as I can, not necessarily to use, but as backups, because I am going to need it in the long run. I spent, just like the Trebhum itself, how the Trebhum themselves are a very stubborn race, so am I, in the sense that...
The Trebhum was drawn to a bright light, or perhaps to the creature next to it. Except for the grass growing on the old one's head, they were very much alike. Surrounded by this light, the Trebhum knew things it had not known before. It knew the older Trebhum had carried this light for a long, long time, and it knew that now that responsibility had passed to the next generation. Yes, this young Trebhum had to carry the light to those great towers in the distance. It could have stayed here to learn many old things, but the cylinder would not allow it.
You know, I completely forgot that one of the first things to see in this game is a dead elder. It's actually really sad. Oh, poor thing.
Run, the inner voice said, run. The towers would not stop the cylinder unless they were activated.
As I was going to mention regarding the whole stubbornness thing, I, just like the Trebhum, are very stubborn, and various times throughout my live streamed playthrough, my very first playthrough, I kept on trying to choose the game, I kept on trying to brute force certain mechanics.
Quickly, the Trebhum had to step on the symbol or the cylinder would not be stopped.
I learned the hard way that the devs did a very good job of fine-tuning the mechanics in this game, and there's no point brute forcing it, so this time around we're going to be a much more linear and more sensible playthrough. Right. And also, can I just say, I love how our Trebhum is Christmas coloured. Or more like watermelon, actually. It's like a giant hopping watermelon. I love it. Right then, so. Oh no! The giant trees! They've been crushed over. Darn you, cylinder. I would love to know where the cylinder actually came from. That's one thing I can't remember if it was ever described in the game. Would love to know.
The voice inside the Trebhum's memories assured it that while the tower stood, the Trebhum would be safe. The power of the eternal cylinder was contained. For now. Finding another Trebhum was a cause for joy, but this new friend was not well. Deep inside the memories it had inherited, the Trebhum found the answer. To recover, its friend needed a very specific substance which appeared as glittering clusters of crystal dust. This dust was not natural. Only a great Trebhum could create it. And so it was on the achievements of previous generations that the newborn Trebhum would have to rely. Luckily, it seemed a wise and powerful Trebhum had passed through here some time ago.
So that's really cool. That's another thing that I had just kind of forgotten since my last playthrough. The mineral dust, which I've lovingly called crack dust, I completely forgot that was actually made by ancient Trebhum. Yeah, little things like that I really look forward to just kind of like relearning, re-experiencing. And for our very first Trebhum, we're going to call this one Magnum. Magnum, welcome to the family. And first things first, mate, let's make you fat. Because the fat mutation is fantastic, the extra storage is just really, really handy. And like I mentioned earlier, I want to try and hoard as many mutations as I possibly can. At least for the time being. So, we have our two Trebhum over here. We have a temple, and we have this big awesome looking lad right here. The Celestial Travala. He who guides the shrines and the temples. Now, as you can see here, we do need 3 Trebhum to unlock this area, so we've got to find another member of our family. And I do believe that we'll have one somewhere around here. We've got an egg, we've got an incubator, and we have these. Another mutation I would, benefit from hoarding. Well, not so much the other ones. This mutation here is one of the more common ones, but hey, we have it here, we may as well grab it. Be silly not to kind of thing, So now we've got the trumpet trunk, so we'll give that one to Magnum as well. And before I give, or in fact, let's grab Magnum. We've got like a whole bunch of fishes around here for even more various mutations. So we'll grab that one there and eat that one quickly. This one will give us the ability, oh actually, I need to be on land before I can eat it. This one will allow me to swim faster in water and jump in water. There we go. Which, very importantly, I don't want to clash with the leapy legs that the original Trebhum has. That's, a mistake I made a lot in my previous playthrough, was overwriting certain mutations, which, as it turns out, are actually not that common to find. Leaping legs being one of them. The storage modules, these ones here too, despite being so common here, is another one I just struggled to find before. So I'm going to grab as many as I can while I'm here. I'm not sure how big of a family I'd like to get for this. I kind of like the idea of having a very small, maybe like hardcore-esque kind of playthrough where I try to avoid any of my Trebhum dying, or I can play it fast and loose and grab everything. I'm debating on that one. I think I'll leave you guys to vote on that one. Do I go hardcore, or do I just play like a nice relaxed playthrough, enjoy the story, and play hardcore in the future?
A Trebhum egg with one of his siblings inside. The egg had been abandoned, but it could still be made to hatch. All that was needed was a source of heat.
Yeah, thinking about it, I think I'd rather play hardcore in the future. We'll just enjoy like a nice relaxed story playthrough. That one looks just like Saga's one! We gotta call it Saga Cell. She made a Trebhum in Spore exactly like that. The same markings, the same pink eyes. I can't not call it Saga Cell. Right, so we have we've got another wide boy one we'll give to Saga. There we go. And otherwise, I don't need to give the water legs to any of the other ones. I think Magnum Alone's okay with that one, so I really want to keep the leapy legs on Welle, as his name is. Welle, I think. I suppose Mag may as well also share the trumpet mutation. May as well, like kind of spread it around a little bit. And otherwise, that one is, like I said, another common one, so we're not really going to miss it too much. Let's stack all of our food onto Welle, and let us move on to the temple. Oh, before I do so, do I have the map active yet? I do not. Well, I can do actually, but I don't. Right, I don't think we've got any caves nearby. So, I do see something over there, actually. I'm going to have a quick little look. Because that rock right there looks like it's suggesting or implying something. No, it's just a random bit of terrain. Nothing special at all, it's just a bit of terrain. Although I do see, a couple of little Trebhum huts over here. And I do see some crack dust. Some ancient mineral crystal shards given from a previous Trebhum that I cannot seem to access. Can I jump on this? Ooh, kind of. Do a little bit of parkour. Not quite. Well, that's okay then. I'm not going to spend too long faffing around over that one. Let's go check out the little Trebhum huts over here. Oh, we've also got a desert biome. No, not desert. Arctic? Arctic biome. To our right. One key thing a lot of people asked for during the live streams, the worlds are actually random. It might not seem it, but they are actually randomly generated. So sometimes you might get, you know, a bit of an Arctic biome next door. Sometimes you won't. We do have ourselves a 4th member of our family. And these plants, I remember these plants. I can't remember exactly why, but these were just a nightmare to find before. So I'm going to grab a whole bunch of them. And we have our new friend, Frozen. Welcome to the tribe, Frozen. Welcome to the family.
This door had been built for Trebhum. It gave them hope that in this large and dangerous world, some places had been made for them.
Oh, look at us, the 4 little dumplings, I love it. Right, and here we have our very first Elder Cave. That is just to say how to tap between different Trebhum. If it'll let me. Wait, go away. There we go. And the fact that Trebhum kind of teleport to you if you go too far out of range, which is really handy, by the way. I love that. Right. So, we got a whole bunch more crack dust all around here. Among food and water. We don't need any of that just yet, actually. I'm going to go ahead and skip all that. And as we can see over here, we require a cube-shaped Trebhum to activate the switch. Right, so if we interact with this, it broke.
Ancient statue transferred knowledge to the Trebhum.
Okay, so by interacting with that, we just opened up the switch and have learned about the organic cube.
A memory had been stored inside it,
Which we can find
waiting
here.
for someone to absorb it. And as soon as this knowledge had entered their minds, the Trebhum realized that there was a great library of information hidden away in the web of their memories. But why was the knowledge of a specific ingredient placed here in this Trebhum made of stone?
That is the question, that is the big mystery. And among that, let's grab all this crack dust as well. Om nom nom. So, unfortunately, because I've gotten 4 of these guys all to be big wide boys, I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice one of them now to have the cube 1 instead. So who am I going to sacrifice to become my cube? I'm thinking that'll probably be Frozen, because it's a cool ice cube. Let's go ahead then and just move everything around there. I want to go ahead and just empty his inventory. Well, not quite empty it, but just lower it. And Frozen, you can be my cool ice cube. You should be the switch that opens all the doors and all the gates. And now that I've done that, let's go ahead and just give you the rest of the mutation parts. There we go, or at least some of them anyway. In fact, no, let's give those to Saga. And Frozen can have the special foods that I know I'm going to need later, such as these 3 right here. These I remember having such a nightmare trying to find before, so having them now is going to be very convenient. Now, before I open the switch, the very, obviously placed switch for the statue, there was a little puzzle piece right at the beginning as we entered this this Elder Cave, Elder Shrine. If we go all the way to the beginning, we have this little thing right here. Magical, mysterious chasm, which includes more cube things and a whole bunch of goodies. We've got a whole bunch more crack dust. Perfect. We've got even more just everywhere. A couple more cube pieces and a secret hidden chest, which has some funky things. So Let me go ahead then, and let's put... let me think. Let's grab Saga. Let's eat all of that. Get the cubes as well. Get a couple of more spare cubes. That's another thing that I did make the mistake of in the past, was overwriting my cube pieces. And with this one, we now have the phytocephalic grass, which I probably butchered that name of. We'll give that one to Frozen as well, because I just like the idea of the cube one just having, you know, the big funny Minecraft grass-looking block thing. Which, of course, will actually be useful later on. There we go. Otherwise, do a little bit more shifting around. Put you up there, put you down there. We're going to go ahead and control Welly the watermelon. And let's get back to the front and actually activate our way through that cube switch. Frozen, unlock the way.
Inside the cave, the Trebhum found a living elder. It had been waiting in this chamber for a long, long time. The elder told them it was happy to see some friends before the cylinder came. It said, "You are young, so you never knew the time when our people could shapeshift at will. We Trebhum are inheritors of a vast tree of abilities, abilities passed on to all future Trebhum. But this power is being taken away. Beware the servants of the cylinder. They will seek to hurt you at every opportunity, and they have the power to rob you of your abilities. But if you persevere, one day you will find a way to protect yourselves from their evil light. Farewell, my brave friends. I fear I am too old and tired to join you. May you find a way to prosper in this time of struggles."
Aw, poor Guillermo. I gotta say, the idea of these guys just like kind of waiting around in these shrines, just waiting for the cylinder to come, when you think about it, it really is very morbid. Poor things.
It was not easy to leave the cave, but the elder had urged them to go forward. Suddenly they felt the weight of their many tasks, to find their Trebhum siblings, to restore the powers their people had lost, and it all seemed a little daunting. But even when they are afraid, Trebhum are stubborn.
Like me. Poor things though, I can't imagine that being a very daunting thing. So you think, right, these poor little guys are just hatched. I mean, one of them was like kind of dead in the corner, but otherwise the others, they've all just hatched. And the first thing they discover in life in general is that, well, their lives have been taken away, that this great big cylinder crushing everything. That's a hell of a way to start your life. Two girl. Oh, you've got like a really interesting colour scheme there. You, my friend, are going to be named PewDiePie. And for some reason, wait, go away. There we go. You are now PewDiePie. Welcome to the family, PewDiePie. Let's go ahead and do we make you a white boy as well? I think for now, actually, we're just going to start moving the mutations onto these two, onto Frozen and PewDiePie. Let's go ahead there and move that down there. I love this music so much. This music is my favourite in the entire game. It just sounds so good. Right, so we'll leave that at that, and I think now is probably a good time to end the episode. So, like I said, going for like just a nice, concise, much, you know, kind of clear, story-focused playthrough this time around. So if you're seeing the story for the first time, I really hope you enjoy it so far. Been nice and linear, and you're gonna just crack on through it. So guys, thank you all very much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one. Cheers.